Living at home really sucks, and for one reason in particular. My mom kind of hoards a lot of shit. I've talked before about trying to get her to just get rid of a lot of it. We had a garage sale. We've tried just throwing shit away. But today I want to focus on a different aspect of hoarding that people may not really realize, and that is hoarding food. You might think of a hoarder, you might think of someone's house just has a bunch of stuff in it, souvenirs, blankets, whatever it may be, stuff. But I mean, our freezer was packed. It was packed full. It was hard to close sometimes. It was filled to the brim of just bags of just random things. Nothing had a date in there. It was just there. And I got pretty sick of it. I decided to just take a garbage bag and just stuff it full of damn near everything that was in that freezer that either was like the bag was open, so everything was like freezer dried, or if like I knew we just weren't gonna eat it. You know what I mean? Like I just understood like I'm not gonna eat this, my family's not gonna eat this, I'm just gonna throw it away. Because it has no purpose just staying there if we're not gonna eat it. You're right. I did, I can't even say I Thanos snapped it because I almost cleared it out entirely. I left maybe 7 things in that freezer. Now, one thing that really sucks is that you don't understand how a hoarder works, you know. They have just attachments to things for no other reason than just they like having it there, I guess. And that's really hard for me to understand, especially when it comes to food. We just have things in our fridge and freezer that we're never gonna eat, but if I try to throw it away, my mom will get mad, right? We've had tamales in there, the same bag of tamales for a long time, and I understand how freezers work. You like it preserves food to eat later, right? But that's the part that my mom doesn't understand. Is yes, it will preserve the food, but there is never a eat later. It just sits there, and then we end up making something else or just buying fast food because she doesn't want to cook, right? Which I get. I don't care that we're making fresh food or getting takeout. I don't care. It's that it sits there. The tamales sit in the freezer, and then when I try to throw them out, she tells me, "Oh, we could eat them. We could." And I could throw them out right now, which I did. I literally threw almost everything out of that freezer, and she got upset with me. And I'm in a position where I know I'm right. I know that what I did was objectively good in clearing out the space, throwing away food that either went bad, we're never gonna eat, or is just gross. Like we had containers, we had like frozen watermelon in there. Who the fuck is gonna eat watermelon after it's been defrosted? Are we serious? No one. You know, we're not at that level of desperation, all right? We're not relying on 2 containers of frozen like pinto beans. Okay, we can throw those away. We can better utilize this space. But to her, I don't understand. It literally does not make sense to me because I'm not a hoarder. I don't have the mindset. You know, I don't understand it. And that's what frustrates me the most is that I don't understand it. I'm very good at understanding things. I'm very good at picking up something and getting it, you know? Like I get it. Put me on a tennis court. I played pickleball the other day for the first time and I got it instantly, you know? With something like this, I just don't get it. I don't understand the like the want and also the need to just keep that freezer stocked up with shit that we're never gonna eat, you know? It doesn't make sense to me. Like I suppose it could be like a childhood thing, like she was like, oh, she never had a full freezer. You know what I mean? Like maybe she was scarce on resources, but I don't understand it because it supersedes logic. You know, it supersedes sorry, my cats are fucking with each other. It supersedes logic. Logically, you know you're never gonna, I'm just gonna keep the tamales here. You're never gonna eat those tamales. So why are, and it was like only three in there. Just throw it away. You're not gonna eat them. I'm not gonna eat them. No one else is gonna eat them. Why are they just sitting there? For the possibility that you can, but you never will. And when I try to present that argument to her, I'm met with yelling. She's saying she said fuck you and then slammed the door at me. I don't win. There's no winning there. It's just she's just mad and I have to deal with it. This is not a rant against my mom. This is more of an understanding of how hoarders work, I guess. Because it is also a very emotional thing. Because again, it supersedes logic. It's purely an emotional kind of connection to having stuff, you know? Like the one vow I have to myself when I move out is to not live like this. I don't want to live minimalistically, but I don't want to just have shit all like everywhere, everywhere, just something. I feel like that's just it's too not even overwhelming, but it's like what the fuck are we doing here, you know? Am I living in a house or am I living in like a museum of fucking interest, you know what I mean? This makes no sense to me. But at the end of the day, like I understand that what I'm doing ultimately is good. You know, ultimately, I'm making space in our communal freezer so that we can fill it with food that we're actually going to eat. You know, make actual like make space that will be utilized. Instead of just shit in there. It just sucks that my mom can't see it the way that it should be seen as. Not even the way I want her to see it, but in the way that it should be seen. You know, she thinks it's like a personal attack on her, which, yes, yes, most of the things that are in that freezer, she did buy. Yes. Does that matter? Does that matter here? If I'm looking at bags of there what made me want to do this and throw everything out was that there was a bag, I don't know if I said this already. There was a bag of seafood boil that she rotated from the bottom of the freezer to the top. And I told her, I remember when you bought that, and that was when we moved in over a year and a half ago. That bag has been in this freezer for a year and a half, and you haven't made it once. And she said, but I could. I could make it. And I stood there like, are we fucking serious? Are we dead ass right now? That put it in perspective for me that no matter what I do, I'm never going to be able to change her. Unfortunately, she's so far gone in her ways that I can't change it no matter what. But all I can do is try and better the situation for me and for my brother so that we don't have to deal with its effects as harshly as we have before. As much as I hate to say it, it really does suck that my mom is the way that she is, but all that I can do is my best to mitigate the effects of what she is. As much as I like, if you can't see, like, on my walls, you don't see anything. It's just minimalist. It's just, I have nothing in my room other than my bed and some blankets on the ground for my dog. In my living room, it's fucking chock full of just shit. Just things. Hello Kitty pillows, plushes, blankets, just things all over the counters, all over the fucking TV stand. It makes me so mad that I just live in a hoarder house. It sucks. It sucks so bad. I feel so bad about it. You know what I mean? But there's nothing I can do or say to make her realize, oh, maybe if I didn't spend all my fucking money on just worthless garbage, maybe I wouldn't be poor. You know what I mean? I'm ranting. I'm reaching into something I don't want to talk about here. The point of what I'm trying to say, guys, is that sometimes doing what you need to do for the greater good, it comes at a cost. you understand that what you're doing is objectively correct and will lead to the betterment of your situation, but will always be people who don't see it the way, not just how you see it, but the way that it should be seen, you know? And what sucks about it is you can't change their viewpoint because of how stubborn and dug into their own ways that they already are. So you just have to deal with the consequences of people who are unwilling to just accept their own limitations, I guess. But at the end of the day, all you can do is continue to do what needs to be done and just bear the weight of criticism from those who don't understand. Thank you.